Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Go Money. Before we go into the details, if you have not watched the introduction and money management videos, please do. It has the basic concept of wave theory and the indicators we use. The money management will give you an idea of how to manage the trade. The link is given in the description. In this video, we are going to talk about weekly trade analysis. So we have covered our trades in the weekly trade report. Please do watch if you have taken some trades. So let's start with Nifty. Let's look at some index, how it performed. So index performed well. It has jumped pretty good. Let me just put the pattern, and it actually retraced back to the level what we expected. So basically this is the impulse followed by A, B and C, and it retraced to our first retracement level, and then it has made an impulsive move. So now for any trade setup in Nifty window, we are expecting some kind of setup before we enter for a next long run. So we might be expecting some kind of a consolidation in this area for a month. That's a possibility. Let's see how it goes, but there is also possibility that it can continue its run, so it can even go up. It doesn't need to really do all those patterns. It's all when it happens, then we will have a confidence to enter the trade. So Nifty definitely looks good, and Bank Nifty did the same thing. It did a really good pull up, so which also tested the retracement level. So it did an ABC move. So this has tested retracement level, and also on a longer impulse is completed the ABC SN running flat, and it is ready to move for a further uptrend. So is this a start? Yeah, possibly, but if you look at the trend line, let me draw the trend line to show where we are. So this is the trend line at this point. So in a 4-hour, it is still downtrending, but it is just sideways. But basically I'm not expecting any difference, so maybe there can be a small correction, and then it can have a move up. So we can wait for it. It may take some few weeks maybe, or it can continue. So if we are actually coming in, they can start with little portion and then see how it goes, and then add on to it. So basically market looks recovering, so that's good news. So we'll try to see other stocks how it is performing. So L&T looks a similar way. So it has completed its trend. So it has made an impulse followed by A, B, and this is C. This is the running flat. It has touched the retracement level, and it has made an impulsive move up. And now we can wait for a small pattern before we enter, as it has touched the trend line, which is a downward trend, which it looks like is breaking up. So for sure it is possible it can even run along, so and then it can correct before it starts. So we never know where it can turn, but we have to wait and see where we can get an entry point. Eicher Motors, similar setup. So it has completed the impulse followed by A, B, C. So looks like the pattern is complete and it is started moving up, but is there a setup? Not yet. So let it at least do some correction before we enter, or something like this pattern before we enter. So at this point it is just turning the impulse up. Most of the patterns, most of the stocks are doing it. So at this point, get ready and see where when you get a closer setup, we should possibly enter. TATA Power, similar situation we were expecting, and this can be a better pattern, which is already an impulse down and the correction, and now it is forming a correction. So this can have a pattern in a early pattern possible. So we have to see if next week what we will be getting on Tata Power. So this point looks good. So going into 1 hour, I'll go little details if we are getting set up in the coming week. So this is an impulse, so followed by A, B, and now this can be a C to complete this pattern, and this whole C, then this can start. So if anything below this would be a good trade complete, and then an impulse would be a better place to enter, and I'm expecting that to happen now. If not, then maybe it's better to wait for it to go up, then a breakout to complete this, then can start. So yep, this is a possible trade setup which can form, so we'll watch this closely. Britannia did a good move up in an hourly as expected, and this is also kind of an expanding flat. What we see without an impulse, we have A, B, and this is C. So this again, this is the C complete, not sure yet. Yes, in the local time frame, in an hourly, it has made an impulse up. Now it comes down. So now it's making an impulse, and it may even complete this pattern, and then it can go up. So this needs some more time to really understand the pattern is done or not. Basically, I think we should not trade this at the moment, and let me move this to, I think, yeah, that makes sense. And then CDSL. CDSL looks definitely good. It has even broke the trend line. So I think this is kind of pattern which we will try to enter. So it has made an impulse followed by correction, and then there can be a small correction here. Maybe next week, this, if it breaks out, can be an entry point, but how long it proceeds. So this problem is, okay, the stock price we might enter will be around 1600, but what is the profit rate? A take profit can be around 1900, and the stop loss will be around 1300, which is actually 1:1 ratio of risk to reward, which is not a very good risk to reward. So we have to see if we really need to enter this. Does it going to give any benefit? So we have to monitor it to see what happens, and let's see, we can wait for a week to understand what happens. HDFC definitely did a very good breakout. It has done an expanding flat as well, and this is a very good run up. Then in A, this is B, this is C, and it has touched the retracement level to close to 2000 rupees, and now it's breaking the trend line. So now let's wait for the similar thing. Let's wait for some pattern here for further up. So this can be monitored. Still, there is not a pattern to enter yet. Okay, HCL Tech, yep, it has done a good job. So we have just completed the pattern. It has done an impulse, correction, impulse, and we are waiting for this correction, and then there can be a next wave even to 1500 rupees. So this will be a good entry for sure. We should be ready for this as well. And Hindustan Lever, yes, it is also doing an upward move, but this is still, the patterns are pretty complex. You may not, I'm not sure if we can consider this as A, B, C as an expanding flat for further up, or is it the first run down for further correction before it moves up. So this is quite tricky pattern, but if we get proper setup, we will enter to see even if it goes up, or even for a smaller trend before it comes down. So let's see, depending on the trade setup and risk to reward ratio, we will try to find the setup. Motocorp kind of doing good. It's same thing, but still it is in sideways move, and I'm not really convinced yet. It started moving up. Yes, it does the retracement level, it went up, but it has plunged down. So maybe I'm not expecting further. Maybe it is can do this for further down to test the next retracement level and then go up. It has a long way to go, so I don't see a pattern right now. I think we kept it here because last time it was in the trend. So let me move this at this point to a downtrend. Now let's look at Britannia. I think we did it, and let's move on to ONGC. So ONGC, we were in the trade. I think we discussed last week. So it was this was the trade which we were in. I think we were in the trade from here. So this was the trade, and our trade setup was to exit here. So if we look at our last Fibonacci, so this is where we were, and this is the breakout trade. We entered somewhere here, and this is our risk to reward which we were, and this trade was closed, and right now it has come down, and it is consolidating. Let's wait for next trade setup. At this point there is no trade. Bajaj Finance has did a very good job. So this is definitely a trade setup. So this we need to change it to a new trade setup possibility, where if we get a consolidation somewhere here, we should definitely enter for a longer run, and this should give a better risk to reward ratio. Hopefully this happen in a few weeks. Okay, next is Axis Bank. Axis Bank did a good job, like again, so it went up, it has completed the longer term C wave, and the short term ABC has been done, and now it has made an impulsive move up. So now I'm just waiting for a correction. So similar, when I say correction, so similar to something like this. Let me show here. So this kind of a correction before it goes up. So something like this before it moves up. So let's wait for that, and then we will be part of the trade. So this is also getting ready. TCS also did a good job, but I'm not seeing this move up yet. As in the local time frame, we are seeing an impulsive move down, and I'm seeing a corrective move up. So I'm expecting a slower move down to touch the retracement possibly, or at least retest the previous low before it moves up. So at this point I don't have a trade unless this is an impulse down correction, this happens, and if it moves up breaking, maybe we will see, but it's complex, because then again your risk to reward will be less. So we'll wait and watch what happens. Power grid, yeah, this is a long story short. Is actually we are monitoring from almost from here for this month, from December almost. So basically it is very much consolidating. So but it has done a impulse down and an impulse up, and I'm expecting another correction before we enter, so that we'll have at least some risk to reward ratios matching us. So yeah, this can be consolidation for entry, but we have to wait. Infosys definitely did a good pull up, as we always discuss. This is a very good support zone, so it made a very good move, but not sure if this is a start of uptrend yet. I'm expecting a drop followed by a correction. There can be two ways now, as we know. Regular flat, which can actually come here, which can be a regular, or this can be an impulse down followed by an upward trend, again a correction to come to the support level again, which will complete the running flat, and then it can move up. So either way, this something like this is the mid-April might be the timeline to enter into the trade. Maruti did a very good pull up for sure, and it has shown whatever we are expecting, but there is it's exactly a V-shaped recovery, but so there's no setup yet. Let it do some kind of a correction before we enter. And then Maruti, let me show what this correction mean. Like let's say even this, something like this, or something like this, correction to complete before we enter to the trade. Okay, next is Motocorp. Hero Motocorp is still in downward trend. I think we just discussed about it, so we have to wait. Dr. Reddy, as expected, which is pretty close now. I think this has been in downtrend for a long time. As expected, we are still further more down to complete. We are just going pretty good as expected, and when it touches the retracement and breaks, I think we will be in the trade for Dr. Reddy. So still in downtrend. Let's wait. DMart, same thing. It is just sideways. I'm not expecting this to move up now because it is consolidating for. Again, it has completed the pattern, is down, so it is going to do this. That is my expectation. This can be the downward trend. So let it complete. It's all downtrend yet, even now. So let's hold on for it. ITC, it is really did a good pull up, but this is again, as I said, this has a long pattern setup and so much consolidations. So let's wait and watch what happens. I'm expecting a downtrend before it goes up. It may look like it's breaking up, but to enter to a trade, I'm saying even if it goes up, let it consolidate here, then we can enter. It's a long time. It has to be monitored. Tech Mahindra, yes, it did a breakdown and then it is consolidating here. Yes, this can be a good trade, but this is not yet fully proven, but it is definitely breaking trend, and this can be a start of uptrend as well. But it can even do a consolidation, or you can double touch this before it starts. So this should be monitored closely. Let me move this to the sideways zone for now to monitor. Bajaj Auto did a very good pull up, but I'm not expecting this as a upward run. This looks like this is a completion pattern, maybe a bit more to complete for, and then there can be another wave down before it goes up. So definitely watch clearly. Don't jump into this trade as it's breaking out. It may not be an uptrend move yet. Not sure. It can be, but let it break. If we for an uptrend trade to enter, let's impulse correction, let it go, correction, and then if you get an uptrend, yes, then that's a place to enter. Let's watch. And then last one is TATA Steel, which definitely did a breakout. Are we ready to enter? This is not a good risk to reward ratio at this point. Let's wait for consolidation. Even for long run, it can be like an impulse. A is done. So this can be a B for further down, or it can go up for further down. Then this can be an uptrend. So this wave to catch is pretty tough. Let's hold on and see how it performs. So hope this helps. I think we have covered most of the trades we cover for our video. So please comment us if you want any other stocks to look at and how performance can be, and we can actually post it as a special video in case if needed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in our next video.